Bum, 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 bum. Brian, you can go on and roll the intro. Hey, those watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Good evening. You win the prize. First 4 on. I don't know what the prize is yet. We'll get back to you. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Good evening, everybody. It's Dave McKenzie and Mr. Scott Hudson, Carterville High School. Scott, it is the second home game of the 8 that we get this year already. We are a quarter of the way done after tonight's game with our home games.
Yeah, where'd that come from? And this is the first conference game for Carterville this year after stepping out on the Ohio side of the river to river last week with a nice 60-49 win over the West Frankfort Redbirds. Now they take on a DuQuoin Indian team who, in their own tournament last week, only went 2-2, wins over Carmine White County and Cesar-Valere, with losses to Carroll and Massac County. So I think both teams kind of still looking for their identity.
Absolutely, and we saw the identity of the Carterville Lions a week ago against West Frankfort, and that identity really does truly revolve around the 2 seniors. Luke Ford in the paint, Justin Johnson on the wing. Carterville can figure out the guard play. They would be all right all year.
Yeah, I think the guard play, again, they need some, Justin Johnson needs some help on the perimeter, shooting the ball. They've got to have some offensive output from Valerius, from Moore, Stritzel when he's in the game. But we know what Luke Ford can do on the inside. He's just a monster on the inside with his passing and his scoring. Tonight they're playing a team that's got some good size, especially Lamonte Daugherty, a 6'7" sophomore, and most people say, ooh, 6'7" against 6'7". This is going to be a great matchup.
Different.
These two players probably won't even meet up very often in this game because Daugherty is more of a guard and Ford. He will bring the ball up the floor. He's kind of like a point guard. Of course, we know Ford will be in the middle. So I'm sure Justin Johnson will most of the time tonight get the task of trying to guard the 6'7" sophomore Daugherty.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our friends at the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center, the Bank of Carbondale. They now have online mortgage center where you can check rates or you can apply for a mortgage anytime. For more information on the Bank of Carbondale's online mortgage center, visit the website tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval. NMLS registration number 7428. 7-1. Both teams are on the floor warming up, going through their pregame warm-ups. Nice crowd here this evening at CHS. Student section looks fantastic. The band is ready. Didn't realize this about the last home game, Scott, but the band had went and marched in the Carbondale Lights Fantastic Parade, and they did come in a little bit late, and they came in and finished up the game. That was admirable, because I'm sure they were tired. But they're in full swing here this evening. Nice crowd from DuQuoin. Carterville side is filling up as well. We're going to go on and take our first break. Moments ago, I had a chance to talk to Shane Hawkins about his Carterville Lions and these DuQuoin Indians. It's on its way next. It's Lions basketball. Thank you for tuning in to News Radio WJPF.
Hi, how are you? I'm all right, I think, so far. Amy's still trying to get to Orlando. She's been stranded in Atlanta all day because of the snow. And they keep pushing her flight back, keep pushing it back, so. Yep. Huh? I will. I'll let you know.
Take care.
Okay.
Let's go on and take that 90 right after him, and then bring it back, and then we'll go get close to the anthem. Thank you. Welcome back to Carterville High School on a Friday night. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson, where the school song has just gone on. We just heard Coach Shane Hawkins. We were talking, I asked him about this offense and Luke Ford, how that offense needs to run through Luke Ford and Justin Johnson, and he totally agreed. And that needs to be the game plan once again tonight.
Assuming Daugherty will play on the perimeter most of the night, offensively and defensively.
Which he will.
Ford should have a lot of room to maneuver on the inside. That means DuQuoin is probably going to have to double-team Ford a lot of times tonight, which opens up the outside. We saw it last week against West Frankfort. Dylan Moore missed a couple of wide-open threes, but you got to take those shots if they're there. And so it really is for Carterville, or for DuQuoin, pick your poison. Do you want to double-team Ford and have him kick the ball out to an open forward, or do you want to try to play him man-to-man and hope that he doesn't beat you?
Which the Lions did that when they got the ball into Ford in the second half. He would dump it down, and even there were a couple of times where there was an actual third cutting man to the bucket where they got the easy layup. The same thing applies to Luke in basketball, though, that applies on the football field. Even if he's not getting the ball, he still attracts the attention and demands that attention defensively.
Yeah, and it's up to the other players on the floor for Carterville to take advantage of that. Hit those wide open shots. You know, fake a three, drive the lane, and you know, create offense. You know, last week Carterville shot 56% from the field in the second half. A lot of that due to Ford getting the ball on the inside and hitting those 5, 10-foot shots. Carterville's got to do that again tonight. The one thing they do still having problems with, Dave, is turnovers. 21 turnovers last week. They've got to do a better job at taking care of the ball. Do not give this Indian team extra opportunities.
I completely agree. We're about a minute now, just a little over a minute and a half away from the national anthem here at Carterville High School. We appreciate you tuning in, and you can watch the game if you would like. Watch and listen to Scott and I as we have the call on our YouTube channel. Just go search DuQuoin Indians at Carterville Lions, and you will find that right there, up and running and everything looking good on this end. We appreciate you tuning in and listening here on News Radio WJPF, or if you're listening online at WJPF.com. And the Lions come out from their final instructions. Finally, last week, Scott, a 60-49 win. And it was a game in which, in the first half, they had a 12-point lead. They choked that up going in at half, actually, where Frankfort had the 1-point lead at the half. But they did settle down and played much better in the second half.
Yeah, 1-point deficit at half. You knew the third quarter had been the Achilles heel for this Lions team early in the season. How would they respond? Well, they responded very well in that third quarter, and that's where they took control of the game.
We are going to go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, we're going to have the starting lineups and the national and the tip-off. The national anthem is getting ready to start here. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. It's Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. Yes, sir. I will do that, sir. Brian, they're doing a little presentation here before they do the anthem, so just keep rolling with them. Sorry, they're just now getting ready to do the anthem. Here we go. Welcome back to Carterville High School on a Friday night. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson, where we just had a presentation from the Southern Illinois Coaches Association and the Officials Association. I think they do a big golf scramble is what I heard, and they just made a $850 donation to the Carterville High School. I didn't hear the total amount that they raised this year, though. Did you?
I think since they've started this, they've raised over $300,000. And then, of course, each high school gets a percentage of that, and Carterville got theirs tonight. But this has been going on for a while. I did not hear how much they raised this past year. But, everybody, fans, players, coaches, always kind of have this different outlook when it comes to officials. But the officials are showing that they're human too, and that they can help raise money, and that's greatly appreciated by these schools.
Are you talking about the comments I had last week during the game?
No, not at all.
Hey, the DuQuoin Indians are being introduced right now, and they're going to go with Will Woodside, the 6'1 senior guard forward, is one of the starters. Number 24, Lamonte Daughtry, the 6'7 sophomore. He's outstanding, and he will be one of the starters. Also, you've got Hank Stewart, number 33, the 6' senior guard, and you have Josh Heap, the 6'3 junior guard for the DuQuoin Indians, coached this evening by Mr. Justin Barrington. Carterville Lions, they're going to go with the same starting lineup they had a week ago. They'll start things off with Dylan Valerius, the 5'11 senior guard. Then number 5, Justin Johnson, 6'3 senior guard for the Lions. They'll head out to the wing with Connor Henderson, wears number 13, the 6'4 senior guard and slash forward. And then you have Dylan Moore, the sophomore, the junior, 6 foot forward, wears number 24. And then finally, the big guy, as I called him last week on 2 occasions when he got his dunk, the 6'7 senior forward, Mr. Luke Ford. He did get 2 dunks. He did have 24 points. He did have 13 rebounds. He had a very good game against West Frankfort.
Yeah, he had a very good game, and that's the type of game that Luke Ford can have almost every night, depending on the opponent. But again, everything revolves around Luke Ford, offensively and defensively. I talked to Luke a little bit earlier tonight, and we were talking about Daugherty being 6'7 as well. And he said, well, one thing I can tell you, he said, I won't be guarding him out front. And I said, yeah, and he probably won't be guarding you down low either. So, but I think the key for Carterville defensively, they cannot let Daugherty bring the ball up the floor and penetrate in the lane. He's too talented and too big that he'll score a lot of points if they cannot stop him.
I failed to write down the score of last year's win at DuQuoin, but the offense for DuQuoin was, especially with Daugherty, as a freshman, he would bring the ball up the floor, he'd step inside the free throw line and just lay it right up over the top, and I think he wound up with about 14 or 16 points in that game, but he just shot it over the Carterville Lions defense in the paint.
And you think he would have to be a little bit better this year because now he's a sophomore. He got that taste of varsity action as a freshman. So I know at times last year he played out of control. Justin Barrington is probably trying to rein him in a little bit. But, man, when you're that talented, you're that big, sometimes you just got to say, go get him, big boy.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Certified York dealer and service all brands. Call 985-2502, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. At the conclusion of the game, we will have our Wild Hog postgame show where we'll name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. We appreciate you tuning in here on News Radio WJPF, or if you're watching us on the YouTube feed. Both teams are on the floor. They dim the lights around the perimeter. The officials are almost set, and we are ready for high school basketball. Southern Illinois river-to-river conference action between the visiting DuQuoin Indians and your Carterville Lions. Everybody's ready to go? Here we go. We are underway, and the Lions control the tip right from the get-go. It is Dylan Valerius that runs the point for the Lions. Gets it over to Ford, to Henderson, and now to Justin Johnson toward the right wing. Carterville in their home whites. They're moving left to right on the floor just below us here at Carterville High School. Patience being shown by the Lions. They get it into Ford, and that's how you start a ball game. Little turnaround floater. Carterville's on the board.
A little patience on offense. Wait till Ford comes open, which he did. and scored over the 6'1" Woodside. That's a mismatch.
Hank Stewart runs the offense out front on this first possession. They get it into Daughtry, takes it to the left elbow, kicks out to Stewart from the left baseline. He pops from 3 for the Indians.
That's one thing Daughtry can do. Once he penetrates, you double team, he kicks it off to the outside, and boom, they got a 3.
3-2, Indians have the lead just underway here in this ball game. Johnson fires from the left baseline for the Lions. Ford goes up, gets the rebound, and he gets fouled, and it's going to be on number 33, Hank Stewart.
We saw last week against Frankfort how Ford got the Redbirds in foul trouble. Hopefully he can do the same with the Indians tonight.
And the same thing, they got their point guard in trouble. He had 2 fouls in the first minute and a half. As Dylan Valeris is able to drive the lane, they able to roll that one home. It's a 4-3 Lions lead. DuQuoin with the basketball. They're in their road red uniforms with the black lettering. They work it toward the right side. That is Ashton Smith. He gets it down in the paint, down on the low block. I believe that was Woodside. And the shot was put up and good by DuQuoin.
Ashton Smith on a reverse layup.
As Carterville has it, Justin Johnson trying to get a hold of the ball and tips it away. It's a turnover on the Lions. And on the layup is Hank Stewart. Or excuse me, that is Ashton Smith once again. And it's 7-4, DuQuoin with the lead here, 6:13 on the clock. Carterville in the front court. A ball's tipped away, and it's on the floor, and the Indians are going to come away with it. We talked about the turnover problems they had a week ago. Doesn't look like they have them solved yet.
2 in a row.
DuQuoin into the front court, 5:55 on the first quarter clock. As Lamonte Daughtry is between the circles, between the leg dribble, fires from the free throw line, no good. Rebound comes off to Henderson. Carterville with the basketball. Quickly, they get across the timeline. Johnson on the left wing, takes it into the paint. Kick out pass to Dylan Moore on the right wing, loses the handle, and Valerius has it now. Back to Moore. He's going to step into a 3-ball. Bounces around, no good. Rebound comes off to Will Woodside. The Indians are on the run. Back to that left corner. Hank Stewart hit from 3 earlier. Now it is Daughtry. His shot is blocked as he took it into paint, and the big man looked forward, swats it away.
Not today, Mr. Ford says.
The 6'7" against the 6'7". Now you see the student section has a big-headed Dylan Moore. There's a big-headed Justin Johnson. We need to get one for Luke Ford. There's a Henderson in the crowd. I like that.
Yeah.
As
long as there isn't you and me in there.
I want my own. And we'll hang it right here in front of us.
Oh, good.
That looks good. Daughtry's going to fire from 3, and he hits it from there. Says, all right, I won't go in the paint. I'll just step outside this 3-point arc and pop it from there. 10-4, a 6-point Indians lead here in the first quarter. 4:55 on the clock. Carterville has it. It is Valerius at the top of the key. Don't know who he was passing to. I think he was anticipating more cutting toward the bucket. Turnover, the 3rd one on the Lions.
Hello, Indians on a 7-0 run right now, and Coach Hawkins has got to call a timeout.
We're going to take a timeout as well. It's a 30-second break. You're listening to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. We got to get that figured out in a hurry. Okay. .448 on this first quarter clock. It is 10-4. The Indians with the 6-point lead. The Indians have it. They get it into the front court. That is Ashton Smith over to Daughtry. Fires from 3. He throws up a brick there, hits the side of the rim, but they control as Hank Stewart has it on the right wing. Dribble, stutter step, and he's pushed. That's going to be a foul on Dylan Valerius.
Cannot give this Indian team second opportunities.
No, you cannot. Indians have it on the side. That is Ashton Smith. Gets it in to Daughtry, the 6'7" sophomore. DuQuoin hosted their own tip-off classic a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago now. And they finished 2-2 in that game. Their 2 wins the last 2 games as Hank Stewart floats through the lane and is able to lay that one home. He's got 5 of the 12 for the Indian. It's 12-4 with 4 minutes on the first quarter clock. Carterville steps across the timeline. Justin Johnson gets it into Ford, throws it to Henderson, but it's behind him. It's another turnover. That is 4 turnovers on the Lions.
That's 4 in a row on the Lions. Ford saw Henderson. Henderson was breaking towards the basket. Ford did not think he was going to go there, and the Lions are in trouble right now.
How many turnovers a week ago?
21.
21 in that Frankfurt win. So they need to get this fixed quickly as Daughtry fires from 3 on the left side. No good. But it is Indians with the rebound. Oh, what an up and under move by Hank Stewart. He's able to bank that one home on the layup. It's 14-4, 10-point Indian lead now. Carterville having trouble even getting it across the timeline. They do. Johnson on the left side takes it toward the left baseline. Looks for some help. Try to get the trap. They've got it set up. He's able to work it out to Valerius. Now right side to Henderson. Dylan Moore, top of the key, back to Henderson. Down to Ford in the paint. Turn around, jump shot is no good, but he's fouled and will go to the line and shoot 2.
That's what Carterville has to do. They have to find a way to get the ball to Ford on the inside, because once he gets the ball, either they're going to have to come over and double team him. If not, they're going to have to probably foul him to keep him from scoring.
Will Woodside is charged with the foul for the Indians. It's a 10-point lead, 3:12 left here in the opening quarter. As Ford is able to hit the first free throw, he has 3. 14-5 now. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville and Mayor Brad Robinson. The entire city of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Ford is at the line for the second free throw. And it is good. He's got good form on the free throws.
Not much he can't do on a basketball floor, too.
No, that's true. So it's 14-6. DuQuoin with the lead, 3:09 on the clock. As Carterville comes out in a press, but Indians are able to break it. They get it to Hank Stewart. That is Ashton Smith, now right side to Josh Heap, who's in the game. They work it back toward the left side again. Hank Stewart's going to fire from 3, hits it. You know, you would think coming into the game, I kind of had the idea that it was Daughtry that scored all the points, but man, this Stewart kid, he can bury him as they get the turnover on the Lions. The break by Braden Purcell is no good, the layup. And they call a whistle and a foul on the Indians as they went over the back.
They went over the back of Valerius, but again, another turnover just inside the front court. That's 5 for the Lions. This game is getting close to getting out of hand if the Lions do not wake up.
That is Lamonte Daughtry with his first foul of the game. Indians have it in the front court. Dylan Moore left side to Valerius. Now they get it to Austin Garby, who just checked in. That is Valerius toward the left wing. Carterville works around on the backside of the ball. Down low to Ford. Little jumper from about 10 feet. No good. Rebound by Hank Stewart. Man, he's shooting threes, driving the lane, getting rebounds off to Daughtry. He gets the layup, but he's fouled on the shot. They're going to say it's before the shot, actually. So it'll be just a possession on the baseline for DuQuoin.
DuQuoin has more threes in the first quarter than Carterville has field goals.
It's amazing. It's an 11-point lead. Carterville down 17-6, 2:04 on the clock. The ball is tipped off of the Indians player. It belongs to the Lions.
A good play by Dylan Moore to read the play, inbound play. Went off of the Indian player. That's their first turnover of the game.
Yes, it is. So Carterville has it. That is Dylan Moore to Austin Garby. Now to Valerius. Down low to Ford. Defender backed off of him. And Ford's able to bank that one home. He's got 6 of the 8 points for the Lions. They're down 17-8. Indians into the front court. That is Clayton Donahue, wears number 25. It just checked in. Another turnover now on the Indians. Quickly, Carterville into the front court, and it's Luke Ford, tries to bank it home, misses, gets his rebound, puts the shot up, no good. Austin Garby with the rebound, and he's fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot some free throws.
Well, good job by Garby to stay with it. and draw the foul.
The foul is on Braden Purcell of the Indians. So Austin Garvey is at the line. He's going to be shooting 2 free throws. 1:22 remains in the first quarter. First one from Austin Garvey is good. 17-9. Luke Ford checks out. He'll get a breather here at the end of the quarter. Checking in is Grant Garvey. So on the floor,
I think Dylan Moore is bleeding.
Got a cut, and head coach Shane Hawkins plays MD on the sideline. Brad Brush is the trainer for the Lions tonight. He's over there like, what the heck, coach? That's my gig. And Dylan Moore goes over to Brad to get attended to.
Carterville needs another player. They've only got 4.
And that is going to be Luke Stritzel that comes in for the Lions, the 6-foot junior. As Dylan Moore is getting looked at on the sideline. So Austin Garvey's second free throw is on the way. Off the back of the iron, no good. And Justin Johnson is lucky he didn't get called for a foul, but Daughtry comes down with the rebound. So the Indians have it. Minute 15 remain in the first quarter. What a move, and they're going to call a foul on Justin Johnson.
No, double dribble. Now the one official called a double dribble, the other called a foul. They're going to call a foul.
They're going to call a foul on Johnson.
Okay, well, the one official called double dribble, and he got overruled.
Shane Hawkins whispers in that.
I guess I forgot which gym they're in tonight.
So the Indians have it. That is Hank Stewart fires up the air ball. Daughtry tries to save it, but he steps out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Lions got a chance to finish strong in this first quarter, maybe cut this lead down to, maybe 6 or 7 and have some momentum going into the second.
Similar to what they did a week ago against Frankfort there. They had I think it was like an 11-point lead in the first half, but coughed it up as it is Stritzel that misses the shot. There's a battle on the boards, 2 shots for the Lions, but it's the Indians that come away with it. They have it. Hank Stewart on the left wing, needs some help, works it out top to Donahue. Now to the right side, that is Heap, and they work it back around. Stewart now works around toward the right side. Heap fires from just inside the 3-point line, gets the shooter's touch, and that is good for 2. 19-9, 10-point lead, 25 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Carterville needs to break the timeline, and they don't. That's a 10-second violation, and that's the 6th turnover on the Lions.
Well, DuQuoin has really picked up the pressure defensively. They've taken their pressure to the perimeter, and Carterville, like almost every game this year, has not shown the ability to handle that pressure.
Carterville needs to find a ball-handling guard. They've not been able to do that yet. They can handle that pressure, can settle things down as the shot from 3 by Purcell's no good. Air ball, he hears it, but they get it back, and Daughtry gets the dunk just at the buzzer, and that's how we end the first quarter, 21-9. The Indians lead the Lions. We'll be back. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Woo! We're going to have to do better than that, Lions fans. It's 21-9 is the score at the end of the first quarter. Scott Hudson, Carterville has 7 turnovers. They got to get that fixed.
Well, they've got to get it fixed quickly because they're down by 11 right now. Or excuse me, 12. And this thing could get out of hand. Daugherty, their big man, is on the bench right now. Ford is back in the game, so Carterville's got to take advantage of that on the inside.
And they got a real nice boost there right before the end of the quarters. It was Daugherty that got the slam on the turnover by the Lions. So it's 21-9, just underway in the second quarter. As Indians have it, ball's on the floor, but they're able to control. They get it into Donahue. They kick it out to the right wing to Purcell, and they work it back around toward the left side. That is Heap. Back to Purcell, fires from three, no good. Justin Johnson yanks down the rebound for the Lions, brings it into the front court for Carterville. Austin Garby, left side to Johnson. Down low to Ford, kick out past the Hindu, had the shot, but it's Valerius that's going to fire from three, no good. Austin Garby gets the board, dumps it down low to Ford, he misses the bunny. Henderson puts the shot up, no good. Luke Ford keeps fighting, Carterville controls. Over to Johnson on the left side. That is Austin Garby, now to Valerius, back to Garby, down low, Ford. He's fouled on the shot and is going to go to the line and shoot two.
Carterville has missed a lot of gimmies here in this game so far. They've been aggressive on the offensive board. Carterville, by my count, already has 8 offensive rebounds, but they're not converting those into points.
They've missed probably 5 little layups or little putbacks here so far, as Ford is at the line shooting the first of 2, and that's off the back of the iron. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Coldwell Banker Preferred Realty. They are happy to support the Carterville Lions, and there's a reason we are preferred. You can find out why. Stop by their location on West Plaza Drive in Carterville. Ford at the line shooting the second of 2. Misses that one as well, so it's 21-9. Indians with the lead and the ball. As it is Ashton Smith. He controls the point now for the Lions. They work it around toward the right side. That is Purcell. Left side now to number 13, Elliott Gross, who just checked into the game. From the right side, the Indians have it in their road red uniforms, moving right to left on the floor. Nice little drive is up and good. That is Josh Heap that gets on the board again. He's got 4 so far in the game. Lions basketball, Johnson to Dylan Moore, who just checked back in. Now they work it down low to Ford. Nice kick out pass to Moore. Passes up the three-point shot, drives the lane, throws up a shot, doesn't hit anything. And it's the Indians that pull it down as they work it to the front side. Purcell into the paint, leaves it, puts up the shot rather, no good. And it is Ford that gets the rebound. Quick pace here in this game for both teams. Carterville has it. Johnson in the paint to Ford. Put an elbow out to clear out his man. Not called a foul. Misses the shot though. And it was Ashton Smith with the rebound. Indians have it and another turnover. I've got them for 4, Scott Hudson. As Justin Johnson drives the lane, and he is going to be called with his second foul as they call him on the charge.
Now 8 turnovers now for the Lions, and down 23-9. You got to value every possession.
Daughtry checks back in. The 6'7" sophomore. Coming out is Josh Heap, the 6'3" junior guard for coach Justin Barrington. Hank Stewart back on the floor as well as he has it in the backcourt. They get it to Ashton Smith. He steps across the timeline between the circles, wants to get it to Daughtry. He gets it, drives the paint, kick out past left corner. Good for 3, no good. Or the shot is missed as the shot was taken by Elliott Gross. And they're going to say the Indians stepped out of bounds. That's another turnover on DuQuoin. Carterville basketball.
Carterville's missed their last 10 shots from the field, and some of those have been literally from 2 feet away.
Yes, they have. Nice give and go to Justin Johnson. Now to Henderson. The ball's tipped. Daughtry is trying to get to it, and luckily Justin Johnson runs it down before he does. They get it into Valerius. It was 4-on-3 there for a moment. Carterville misses that. They get it into Ford, and a foul on Daughtry. That is going to be number 2 on big number 24.
Yeah, let's see if they... I'm a little surprised Daugherty was down there low with Ford, and now he's going to have to come out with 2 fouls. But again, Dave, this is where Carterville has to take advantage of him out of the game, and they didn't the first time he was out.
Well, and it's kind of surprising, actually, that DuQuoin's matching up man-to-man. I thought they'd play some more zone, trying to account for Luke Ford.
Right.
But now they had Daughtry on Ford, but they're playing some zone now. As they work it down, ball's tipped away. Another turnover. That is 9 on Carterville. And the runner layup for the Indians is good, and that was made by Braden Purcell. His first bucket of the game. Carterville has it. It's 25-9. Huge lead for the Indians. The shot from Henderson's no good. Hank Stewart has the rebound and takes it across midcourt. Behind the back dribble toward the right side. 4:15 remain in the half. 25-9, DuQuoin over Carterville. As Ashton Smith looks toward Justin Barrington, his pass was tipped, but it's controlled by Purcell. To the left side, Ashton Smith drives, puts the shot up, no good. Ford gets the rebound. Gets it off to Dylan Valerius. Then Lions guard, takes it across, gets it to Johnson. In the paint, left elbow, down low to Ford. He drives the lane, misses the shot. That's about 5 shots he's missed here in the half that he was making a week ago.
Still no field goals in this second quarter for Carterville.
3:35 now in the half. Indians with the basketball. Hank Stewart between the circles, matched up on Dylan Valerius. Over on the right side, now they bring it back top of the key. That is Stewart. They find, that is Will Woodside down low. He's fouled, and that foul is going to be on Luke Ford.
Several of these DuQuoin players are also football players. They're good athletes. They may not be the greatest basketball players, but they're good athletes who know how to play the game. And right now, they're taking the Lions to school.
Will Woodside is at the line shooting 2 free throws for the DuQuoin Indians. First one is off the front of the iron. No good. Coming up at halftime, we've got our Wild Hog halftime reports. We'll break down the action. It's not been very good for your Lions, truthfully, here in the first half, but we'll talk about it and see if we can't get things lined out here in the press area.
We haven't committed a turnover yet. Maybe I spoke too soon, though.
As the shot from Woodside is no good. Now he's going to be charged with a foul as he rode the back of Justin Johnson out of bounds. Will Woodside, that is his second foul of the game.
Carterville's going to be going to the free throw line.
And Woodside is going to go to the bench with 2 fouls. Back in is Josh Heap, and at the line, shooting the 1-and-1 is going to be Justin Johnson.
And DuQuoin's bench is a lot deeper than Carterville's, too. They've played about 8-9 guys so far, talking about DuQuoin, and they really don't miss a beat. Even when Darty's out of the game, they're very smooth.
Cahokia leads Marion 15-10 after the first quarter. Johnson misses the first free throw. They need to hit those as well. Nothing going right for the Lions right now. 25-9, 3:13 on the clock, and the Indians have the ball. We have a traveling call that is called on the Indians. Turnover. Ball belongs to the Lions.
You know, the few times DuQuoin has turned the ball over, Carterville hasn't gotten points out of him.
I'm going to have to get my calculator out.
I may have to get new ink in my pen.
25-9, Justin Johnson. His shot is blocked from behind as he drove the lane, but and the ball goes out of bounds. Shane Hawkins and I talked about this, Scott, in our pregame show, that this is a good test for the Lions going up against this Indians team to see where they're at. And early indications are need to do some work as Dylan Moore bobbles the pass. Back out top to Dylan Valerius. He takes it into the paint. Little floater is good. Dylan finally breaks the scoreless streak for the Lions.
Now, first field goal for the Lions in this second quarter. There's only 2:40 to play.
25-11. Lions with the basketball. It's a 14-point lead. I didn't need my calculator. I was mistaken. So there is my first turnover.
All right.
So Hank Stewart has it top of the key, right-hand dribble, behind the back, loses it. Carterville jumps on it on the line, and they're able to get it away. They get it to Dylan Moore. He breaks it into the front court, moving left to right. Johnson loses the handle. Kick out pass to Valerius. He floats, shoots. No good. He took a heavy hit, but the Indians get the rebound. They go the other way, and a charging foul is going to be called on Josh Heap, and these DuQuoin Indian fans letting the official know it. It's not often that you see a charging call when you run into the back of the defender.
Yep, usually that doesn't happen.
And that's what happened.
DuQuoin fans not real happy. I haven't heard any of them say Merry Christmas to the officials.
No, they have not said Merry Christmas to the official. Luke Ford is back on the floor. 1:59 to play here in the half. Austin Garvey tries to hit Ford down low. And guess what? That's another turnover. That's 10 so far here in the first half. Indians have it.
Wash, rinse, repeat. It's about the way it's been for Carterville.
Hank Stewart's trapped in the backcourt. Now that should have been a charge, but he takes it into the backcourt, and they're going to say it was a foul. What's the call? They did not call a timeout, but that's what they're going to give. They're going to give Justin Barrington the timeout, and it's a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break as well. Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Yeah. Woo! It's crazy. Here at Carterville High School on Friday night as we have the first conference game of the season, and so far it's been all DuQuoin as they take on these Carterville Lions. It is 25-11, the 14-point lead, and the Indians have the basketball. Into the front court, that is Hank Stewart, the right-hand dribble. Kick out pass to the right side as the three ball from Heap is no good. But the Indians control it. They get it back to Heap down on the right block. Puts the shot up and is able to bank that one home. 27-11, a minute 20 remaining in the half.
Stewart just out-hustled all the Carterville players to the basketball.
That was a nice play. Valerius over to Johnson, who fires from three off the iron, no good. Ford finally gets the putback. He's got 8 of the 13. It's 27-13, a 14-point lead for the Indians. As in, Brian Winters is in the game. Where's number 11? Nice job getting the ball to Stewart. He travels with it. Another turnover. How many is that on DuQuoin?
I've got him for 7, but here's the key, Dave. DuQuoin has not shown the ability to handle pressure on the outside as well. That's the way Carterville can get back in this game, but getting a turnover is one thing. Converting it to points is another.
Absolutely. So the Lions have it in the front courts. Dylan Valerius, left base corner, rather. Back to Johnson, now to Moore, and to Austin Garvey, who throws it away.
Unbelievable.
Another turnover, 11 now on the Lions. Shane Hawkins turns around, walks away from the bench with his arms folded across his chest. Just frustrating to see that when it's easy passes. Well, there's been 3 where it's been a ball behind the intended, who it was intended for. So under 30 seconds here at the half, 27-13. Indians nursing that 14-point lead. Are they going to hold for the final shot? We will find out. On the floor for the Lions, Dylan Moore, Luke Ford, Justin Johnson. Luke Stritzel's in now, as is Dylan Valerius. 11, 10, 9 seconds. I bet Daughtry takes the shot, drives the lane, left-hand layup, good. 7 now for Daughtry. Carterville, can they get a shot off? We'll see. Johnson cannot, and that is how we end the half. It is all DuQuoin Indians as we head to halftime. 29-13, the 16-point lead for DuQuoin. Your Wild Hog halftime show is next on News Radio WJPF.
To the little boys' room. Don't take that little break until I text you that I'm back.
10-4. We are at the half here at Carterville High School, and it's been all Indians as they have a 16-point lead, 29-13. And it is turnovers that are absolutely killing the Lions here in the first half. Not just turnovers, but missed opportunities in the paint to score, and that is the difference in this game.
Yeah, Carterville with 11 turnovers in the first half, and as you said, a lot of Carterville actually had 8 offensive rebounds. I don't know if they may have converted one of those into points. Too many what we call bunnies missed on the inside that would have kept Carterville closer in this game. It may not have given them the lead, but it would have made this deficit a lot less than the 16 points that it is now. Carterville only shot 22% from the field in that first half. They only had 5 field goals, 52% from the field for DuQuoin. They hit 3 threes, all of those coming in the first quarter. Carterville out-rebounded DuQuoin 15-13. Ford led the Lions with 6. Stewart led the Indians with 4. And as we mentioned, 11 turnovers for the Lions, 7 for the Indians.
As you look at the scoring so far in the first half, let's start with the visiting DuQuoin Indians. It's Hank Stewart that leads the Indians. He's got 10 of their 29 points. You have Lamonte Darty that has 7 points. Braden Purcell with 2. As we look on up the lineup, number 5, Ashton Smith, he's got 4. Josh Heap has 6, and that is the scoring for the Indians. They have 29 points at the break. For the Carterville Lions, it is Luke Ford that is the leading scorer as he has 8. You have Austin Garby that made a free throw. He has 1. And Dylan Valeris, he's got 2 buckets. He's got 4 in the game. 13 points for the Lions so far, the lowest scoring first half, I believe, even in that opening game against Mount Vernon. They had more than that at the half.
Yeah, shooting has just been atrocious in the first half for the Lions. This is a DuQuoin team, Dave, that lost to Carroll, and I know Carroll's undefeated, but Carroll beat DuQuoin at DuQuoin by over 30 points. And I'm looking at this DuQuoin team right now thinking, well, they may not be as good as DuQuoin, but I can't see how they lost to the Pilots by over 30. But DuQuoin came out in this game. They were the aggressive team. They were the team that seemed like they wanted it a little bit more than the Lions. Darty is just a force to be reckoned with. He plays the guard. He plays the guard position, the forward position, can go inside as we saw. And Carterville just missed too many shots in the lane, stickbacks, and that's why they're down by 16 points.
We're at the half. It's the Wild Hog halftime show. Wild Hog in Carterville is the newest restaurant and it is like the post-game show of Carterville headquarters of Carterville Lions Sports. You can stop by, see Bob and the gang there, and if you wear your Carterville logoed apparel in, make sure you let your server know. You should be wearing it loud and proud anyway, and you will get 10% off of your check. And they have great drink specials. They have fantastic food specials every day, and the environment is awesome. I love heading over there. As a matter of fact, that's where I had lunch today, Scott. And they asked about you.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. I asked about you to see if I could get you to pay my bill. Yeah. I had to actually pay that.
Well, I tell you, I'll get you next time.
I know. But you can stop by the Wild Hog. Just take the new frontage road off the Wolf Creek overpass. You'll come right to the Wild Hog. Stop by and check out the Wild Hog with the Carterville Lions. We're at the half. 4:30 remains here at halftime. It is a 29-13, 16-point lead for the Lions. Give you a couple of other scores. The Benton Rangers lead Heron at the half, 26-19. Carbondale leads Mount Vernon at the half, 31-15. And the last score I had was Cahokia on top of Marion. We gave that to you earlier at the half. Here, it is 29-13. Let's see here. I got another score that just came in. Althoff leads Centralia at the half by 2, 36-34, which leads me to the first AP poll this week. And when you look at high school around Southern Illinois, Scott, Class 3A, Centralia is number 7 coming into action tonight. They're perfect 6-0. But the surprising thing was seeing the Murfreesboro Red Devils, they're number 9 on the list in 3A.
Yeah, they're undefeated. Daryl Murphy does an outstanding job in Murfreesboro with whatever players he has. Of course, in high school sports, you can't make trades, you can't get free agents, you got to play the cards you're dealt. He's always done an outstanding job over at Murfreesboro.
Pinckneyville Lee is in the top 10 in Class 2A. They are number 2. They're 5-0. Class 1A, you have Oakville. And then on the girls' side, let's give a shout-out to the 103.5 ESPN CILFM Team of the Week from last week on Sports Voice, the Harrisburg Lady Bulldogs. They are the number 1 team in Class 2A for the girls.
Well, they've had an outstanding season. I think Hank Stewart's their coach. He's done an outstanding job. This is kind of uncharted territory for the Harrisburg girls program, but congratulations. And, you know, the more Southern Illinois teams you can have ranked, the better I like it.
We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to have second half action as the Indians are back on the floor. They're probably a happy group. They lead this 29-13 at the half. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. That's all right. Thank you. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale, they are proud to be locally owned and operated community bank. Stop by and visit the friendly and professional staff at the Carterville Banking Center, located at 200 West Plaza Drive, member FDIC, equal housing lender. I am Dave McKenzie. He is Scott Hudson. We are at the half, 13 rather, a 16-point lead for the DuQuoin Indians. I'm sure Coach Shane Hawkins was just a touch animated at half, but he'll make the necessary adjustments.
Well, you're going to have to. Carterville gets the ball to start the third quarter. They've got to be better offensively shooting the ball. Yes, they've got to cut down on their turnovers, but I think DuQuoin showed the propensity to turn the ball over themselves in that first half. So if Carterville can get a little bit of a roll going here and maybe create some turnovers, maybe Carterville can get back in this thing.
And truthfully, the truth of the matter is, even with the 11 turnovers they had they made those bunnies that they made last week in the paint, this would be probably a 4-point game.
Yeah, no question about it.
You know, so Carterville has it to start the half. They are in their home whites. They get the ball down low to Ford. He actually does handle it, kicks it back out top. They get it, give and go to Ford. Moore fires from 3, no good. Rebound is controlled by Daughtry of the Indians. They're in their road red uniforms with the black lettering, moving from left to right here this evening. 7:30 on the third quarter clock, just underway. And Indians have it. It is going to be Hank Stewart fires from 3. Rebound comes off to Ashton Smith. They work it back out top. Hank Stewart, top of the key. Now to Smith on the left wing. Telling Daughtry to move. Give me the pick. He does. Smith fires from the free throw line. No good. Daughtry gets the board. Turnaround is good for the Indians.
That's 2 offensive rebounds on DuQuoin's first possession of this third quarter. That cannot happen.
That is killing the Lions here. 31-13, 6:55 in the quarter. Justin Johnson now to Henderson over right side. That is Dylan Valerius. DuQuoin now has backed off into that zone defense, a 2-3 zone. Going to make Carterville work the perimeter. They're going to crack down on Luke Ford. Johnson's going to fire from 3. That's how you break down a zone, is take the shot, but you got to make it, and it is Dylan Valerius that's able to put it back and to bank that one home.
Carterville's got to take those open threes. I don't care if you struggle shooting the ball. If you're open, you've got to take it.
And keep shooting. That's exactly right. They get it into Daughtry, and there's a whistle and a foul, and they're going to call Justin Johnson, I believe, on the foul. And that's going to be, no, they're calling it on, actually, Henderson, who was behind the play. But I like it because that's Henderson's first foul. That would have been JJ's third if it would have been on him. So Hindu checks out. It is Austin Garby that checks in, number 21. They get it into Daughtry on the inbound pass. Justin Johnson skies to get the rebound. 6:13 now, 31-15, 16-point Indians lead. Dylan Moore, right wing, passed up the three-pointer. Over to Valerius. Now to Austin Garby. Takes it toward the right side. Throws it right off the knee of Luke Ford, but Ford tracks it down. He has it toward the right baseline. Drives the baseline, pushes off with the left hand, and they are going to call Luke Ford for the push-off.
That's Carterville's first turnover in this second half. I think Luke's showing a little frustration himself.
That's his second foul. 5:50, 31-15, Indian lead. Daughtry drives the paint, throws it up at the rack, and he's whistled and fouled.
They're going to call it on.
That's Luke. That's 3 now, and you can bet that he's going to have to come to the bench. Shane Hawkins is going to let it ride right now. Daughtry's at the line. And Carterville cannot afford for Luke Ford to be sitting on that bench as Daughtry hits the free throw. He's got 10 now in the game. 32-15. Second from Daughtry is on the way. Has the shooter's touch. Is able to bank it home. 33-15. Indians lead. Dylan Moore. Left side. Needs some help. Gets it to Johnson. Valerius. Shake and bake. Takes it into the paint. Floats it up. Gets it to go. He's got 8. He's tied for the lead and scoring for the Lions. 33-17. Indian lead with the basketball. That is Hank Stewart toward the left side. Carterville backs off. Now it's kind of a zone with a man match out on Hank Stewart because he has just been blistering the Lions. At least he did early in the game. Swing pass to Hank Stewart from the right baseline. Over to Shamar Adams. Now to Stewart. Kick out pass to Ashton Smith. Down low, they find back door. That is Adams. He leaves it for Woodside. Steps out of bounds. Turnover on the Indians.
That's their first in the second half. DuQuoin a little more patient on offense early in this third quarter, probably because they got the 16-point lead. Coach Justin Barrington probably doesn't want his squad to get in a up-tempo style with that big lead.
Plus, you want to keep Daughtry out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
You know, they had a couple with 2 going in at half. Ford remains on the floor with 3 fouls. Nice little pass to the cutting Justin Johnson. That's JJ's first bucket of the game.
Wow.
33-19, 4:20 on the clock in the third quarter. Trapped by the Carterville defense, and they say that DuQuoin traveled with the ball, I believe. That is Josh Heap with the turnover, their second here in the second half. They had, 7 first-half turnovers?
They had 7 first-half turnovers. They've got 2 so far in the third.
Carterville had 11 first-half turnovers. They have the basketball, though. Dylan Valerius, swing pass to Garby. Oh, almost turned it over there, but it's Dylan Moore that's going to fire from 3. Off the back of the iron, no good. DuQuoin is on the run. They get it out to Daughtry. He tries to go behind the back and loses the handle. Now gathers it back up. DuQuoin works it around. Hank Stewart slides across the free throw line. Now works it down low to Josh Heap. Back to Stewart. Left side. They're going to work it to the left baseline. That is Adams. Kick it back out toward the top of the key. Purcell Now to Heap. He fires from about 18. No good. That was a brick, and it's Valerius that gets the rebound. Quickly into the front court. There's Justin Johnson. He gets away with the push, but controls. Now it is Austin Garby that fires from 3 off the iron. No good. Ford with the rebound. Oh, has the ball knocked out of his hand. Garby drives, floats, shoots, scores, foul. Going to the line. Shoot 2.
Well, Ford kept it alive, and Garby then got it, went to the glass, got it to go. Now he needs to convert at the free throw line.
That was on Hank Stewart. That is his. I've got him for 2. Scoreboard shows him as 1. I know I'm correct. That's the only thing I know.
We'll ask Amy about that.
33-21. That's a 12-point lead, Scott Hudson. And free throws missed, but it's Garby, drives the lane, gets it to Ford. He misses the little layup. Nice defense, though, by the Indians. Daughtry quickly into the front court for the Indians. They work it around. Right side, the 3 ball from Purcell off the iron. No good. Dylan Moore's fighting, scrapping, and but it's the Indians that come away with it, and that is Brian Winters. Indians are going to reset the offense. It's a 12-point lead. 33-21. 2:45 remain in the third quarter. Nice ball movement by the Indians. They work it around. They get the open shot. It's missed from 3. Rebound by Heap is no good. He misses his shot, and the Lions control the rebound. Wow, there's been a lot of missed points in the paint.
Yes, there has.
As Carterville has it, Dylan Valerius drives, wants to leave it for Ford. The ball is on the floor. Indians control. The big head from Dylan Moore. Looked like it was distracting Smith for the Indians. He gets the left-hand layup, or misses it, and Valerius gets the rebound, and a foul is going to be called on the Indians' Brian Winters.
DuQuoin shot 52% in the first half. In this third quarter, DuQuoin is only 1 out of 9 from the field. Carterville's crept a little closer, but they really need to take advantage of the cold shooting by DuQuoin this last 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Now Carterville only has 1 turnover this half. They've kind of got that in control. They also have the basketball. They get it to Ford at the free throw line. Over to Valerius, sets the pick. Now they're working around to Johnson. He's wide open for 3 off the iron, no good. Garby tries to gather in the rebound. It's off his fingertips, and they're going to say it belongs to the Indians.
The other thing, Carterville has not shot the ball well from beyond the three-point arc. They've had a lot of good looks, open looks, and just have not been able to get them to go.
So it's Indians basketball. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of the Lions. I think that's the 4th foul on Luke Ford.
Luke just was flat-footed, and instead of moving his feet towards the baseline, he just grabbed him. I mean, it was an obvious foul, and Luke's going to have to sit with 1:40 to go in the third with his 4th foul.
So it's the brothers Garby on the floor for the Lions. Austin and Grant, Dylan Moore, Justin Johnson, Dylan Valerius. So they work it around the perimeter toward the right side. Down low to Daughtry, loses the handle. The ball's on the floor. Nice job, and they're going to say a jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to DuQuoin.
Yeah, when you've got a guy 6'7" roaming the paint, you don't want to throw it at his feet. Throw it up high to where only he can get it, and DuQuoin luckily will keep the ball because the possession arrow is pointing their way.
Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. Downtown Carterville for over 30 years, a certified York dealer, and they service all brands. You can call 985-2502 or log on to charliesairconditioningandheating.com. It is Heap. He misses the layup. Ball is tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it's off to Carterville's Justin Johnson. The Carterville fans now bark at the officials, and they say it belongs to the Indians. We heard that same thing earlier from these fans on this side as they get it down low to Purcell. He's able to get that one to go. 35-21, a 14-point lead with 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Justin Johnson over to Dylan Moore. Toward the right side, Valerius, he's going to bring it around with the left hand, back between the circles. Johnson works it left side now. Austin Garby fires from 3, off the iron. Indian rebound. Under a minute to go, 50 seconds left. Indians have it. They get it to Donahue. He's guarded by Johnson. Right side they go to Purcell, and he travels with the ball. That's a turnover on the Indians. I've got them for 3 this half.
They have more turnovers than Carterville. They've shot the ball worse than Carterville has in the third quarter, yet Lions have only made a 2-point
bucket.
Have only cut into that 16-point lead at half by 2 points.
They're down 14, 35-21 with 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They have the basketball. Valerius dumps it down low to Johnson. Back out top it comes to Austin Garby. Has his pocket pick. Daughtry of the Indians gets it, takes it into the lane, and he steps out of bounds. He was looking for a foul.
Oh, man.
He's right. He got hacked, but the officials did not call it. Turnover on the Indians.
And I'll give the sophomore credit. He's handling it very well. It's not like he's upset about it.
Nope, got to go to work.
Yep.
And he's shown great poise in this game. He's done a nice job. I've been impressed. And it is Austin Garby.
Well, you had 2 turnovers there in a span of about 3 seconds. One by Carterville, then one by DuQuoin, and then Garby gets fouled.
Brian Winters of the Indians called on his second foul. So Grant Garby is going to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. Be nice to get within about 13 as Grant is able to get his first point of the game. Daughtry checks out, going to get a little breather here as we're heading to the fourth quarter. Second from Grant Garby is good. So it is a 12-point lead now. Indians basketball, 3.2 seconds. Outlet pass from Heap to, oh, nice job. The pass was to Clayton Donahue, but it was Josh Heap that was there to get the rebound and clean up the mess, and we're heading to the fourth. 37-23, the Indians lead. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.
Jeez. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I saw that. Welcome back to Carterville High School. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. As we are at the end of 3, heading to the fourth quarter. It's 37-23. Lions have the basketball, Scott, to start the fourth quarter.
Lions shot 33% in the third quarter, only 23% for DuQuoin.
So Carterville has it. That is Austin Garby. They work it around the side. The ball is out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of the Indians. Boy, I thought it was off of Justin Johnson, but we'll take that. And Carterville controls. As they get it in to Dylan Moore. Around to Justin Johnson between the circles. Right side, Dylan Valerius brings it back left side. Drew Moore takes it into the paint. Needs some help. Gets it to Valerius. He drives the right baseline. Nice job by Dylan Valerius. Gets the shot to go. Carterville is within 12 once again.
I think Valerius is the one guy on the floor and on this team that really needs to elevate his game to help out, especially offensively.
He has 10 points. He's trying, but he's the only one that's been to consistently score. here in this game. Is the 3 ball from the Indians. Shamar Adams is good from the right wing. That pushes the lead back out to 15 with 7 minutes left in the game.
4 threes for DuQuoin in this game. Still no 3 from the Lions.
Carterville has it. Skip pass to Dylan Moore, left side. Man-to-man matchup now defensively as Valerius fires from 3, fires it off the top of the backboard. That's gonna be a turnover. We got a foul. We do have a foul.
Well, they do.
Called it on number 33. That is Hank Stewart. All right, they're saying that's his second. Justin Johnson takes the inbounds pass, shoots from 3, no good. Valerius fights for it, but it is Ashton Smith that controls. 40-25, a 15-point Indian lead as they bring it near side to Heap. He fires from 3, in, out, no good. Valerius fighting for the board. He pulls it down for Carterville. Moving right to left here at Carterville High School. Dylan Moore, right wing, looks and passes up the cutting Austin Garby. Justin Johnson has it between the circles. Right baseline, Austin Garby to Valerius now between the circles. Justin Johnson over to Dylan Moore. They work left side. Carterville, I tell you one thing too that Carterville needs to do is Dylan Moore fires from 3. Grant Garby gets the rebound. He gets the foul. Carterville, have been so many times where on a pass, they do not receive the pass cleanly. Hits him right in the hand, takes him a second to gather it up.
Yeah, and a lot of times.
And you got to get those things cleaned up.
And a lot of times when the player on the wing throws it to the top of the key, that ball needs to be reversed immediately because he's going to be wide open.
Grant Garby's able to roll the first free throw home. He's got 3. Couple of changes. Daughtry checks back in. Also, Braden Purcell as Woodside and Hank Stewart check out. 6 minutes on the clock. It is a 14-point Indian lead. Grant Garby, number 32, shoots a second free throw. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Austin Garby is going to check out. Luke Stritzel was into the game, Tyler Biddle, number 22 for the Lions. Twisted his ankle a week ago in the JV game. He's got a brace on that ankle and played pretty well in the JV game. Speaking of which, in the JV game, it was all DuQuoin, a 21-point win, 61-40. Here it is 40-27, a 13-point Indians lead. Indians have the ball. They work it right side. That is Purcell. Down low to Daughtry. Turnaround jumper's good by Lamonte Daughtry.
Not much you can do about that. Just hope he can miss.
Justin Johnson takes it to the rack, gets the layup. He needs to get going. He's got 4. 42-29, 5.5 remaining in the game. Oh, man, that was all close to being an over and back. It is a turnover. Off the break, that is Austin Garby. He gets the layup. 42-31, an 11-point lead. That's the closest Carterville's been since probably the first quarter. Indians get it across the timeline as he pushes off. The ball goes out of bounds. They're going to say it's off. Justin Johnson. We have a timeout called by Coach Justin Barrington of DuQuoin. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll break as well. Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. (42-31) as we have 5:01 remaining on the game clock here at Carterville. It's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. And Carterville slowly creeping back into this.
Yeah, they're going
down 11.
They're going to have to keep up the defensive pressure, hopefully get some turnovers.
And the 3 ball is good from Braden Purcell for the Indians. Carterville. That is Tyler Biddle that fires from 3. He pops. 45-34. Indians the 11-point lead. Ashton Smith in the backcourt. Carterville hanging right with them. Back to within 11. Ashton Smith, right-hand dribble. They get it to Purcell. Back to Smith. Now back to Purcell. Drives it to the right block. Puts the shot up. Is able to get that one to go for the Indians.
Yeah, as bad as they shot in the third quarter, DuQuoin has hit 4 out of 5 shots in the fourth, 2 of those being threes.
Over to Tyler Biddle. Drives the left baseline. Puts the shot up. Doesn't get the shot, but Johnson gets the rebound. Kick out past Dylan Moore for 3. Yes! That's a huge shot, and we got a timeout that's being called now by the Carterville Lions. Shane Hawkins. 47-37, a 10-point game. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. I think it's just a 30, buddy. I agree. Carterville's slowly creeping back into this. Scott Hudson down 10 now, 47-37.
And they've hit their only 2 threes in this game. Here in their last 2 of their last 3 shots have been threes, one by Moore, one by Biddle. So Carterville's not out of this yet, but they've got to get some stops defensively.
So it's Indians basketball as they work it in the backcourt, try to get across the timeline. Stewart does, kicks out, pass to Purcell, fires from 3, no good. Daughtry gets the rebound from the left block, just throws it up, and he's able to get that one to go. He's got 15 in the game, Scott Hudson, 49-37 Indians.
Again, you cannot give them extra opportunities. When they miss a shot, when you're down by 10, you got to take advantage of it.
Tyler Biddle between the circle, over to Dylan Moore. That was a huge 3 that Moore hit moments ago. He hands off to Austin Garby. Biddle fires from 3 off the iron, no good. Mark Carterville controls the rebound. Garby's going to fire from 3, no good. Dylan Valerius battling for the board, but it's the Indians that get it, but they call him on a travel as Purcell took off running with the ball a little early. It's going to belong to Carterville.
Well, a turnover, you better take advantage of it. 3:18 to go, you're down by 12. You cannot take a lot of time off the clock when you have the ball. It's got to be something fairly quick.
Valerius triggers the inbounds, gets it to the cutting Garby. He's able to lay that one home. Nice job. Carterville is back within 10 with 3:10 remaining in the game. They pick up the pressure as Purcell fires from 3 off the iron, no good. That was a foul by Hank Stewart, not called, but a turnover on the Indians. Tyler Biddle into the front court, gets some help from Justin Johnson. Back to Biddle. He came in and kind of provided a spark for the Indians, or for the Lions rather. Johnson to Valerius, now to Tyler Biddle. Has the ball knocked out of his hand, pushed from behind. They're going to call a foul. That is on Shamar Adams.
That's a 6-team foul on DuQuoin, so Carterville's still not in the bonus.
That's 3 on Shamar Adams.
Benton leads Heron 33-25 after 3 in Franklin County.
49-39 here. Don't forget, coming up immediately following the game, our Wild Hog post-game show. The backdoor pass was tipped away from Ford, but Dylan Valerius is there to clean it up. He's got 12. Carterville's within 8.
And Ford's back in the game. He's got 4 fouls, but his presence might make a difference down the stretch.
So DuQuoin is going to slow it down. Justin Barrington pointing to his offense. And we've got Austin Garby gets tied up with Daughtry. The shot is put up and missed by the Indians. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, DuQuoin's not handling this lead very well in the fourth quarter. They've taken several threes that really they should have just run clock instead of taking those shots. That's one reason why Carterville's still in this ball game.
Justin Barrington in the ear of the official, and the official looks back and says, puts his hand down and says, Coach, that's enough. 1:50 remaining in the game. It's an 8-point Indian lead. Carterville basketball, Austin Garby, and it is getting a little physical too as Justin Johnson jumps from 3. That's good by JJ. He has 7, and we've got timeout on the floor. Justin Barrington is hot, as it was Ashton Smith that got dumped on the floor. Tempers are starting to get away from him. Justin Barrington being pushed toward his bench by his players and his assistants. But we have a timeout here on the floor. Carterville back within 5. Minute 41 left in the game. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. $60, please. You're welcome. The Lions have battled back to within 5 points here at Carterville High School. A minute 41 remaining in the game. 49-44 Indian lead. They have the ball. It's out of bounds. It's a turnover on the DuQuoin Indians. Carterville can get within 2 buckets.
9 turnovers now for Johnson City. Got the Indian part right.
Yeah.
DuQuoin Indians. Carterville. If you would have told me 5 minutes ago Carterville would only be down by 5 with a minute 40 to go, I'd said it's not happening.
This is so much fun. Shane Hawkins stomping his foot and rattled my earphones up here.
And we're a long way from him. Carterville has it. Ford has it tipped from behind. He saves it, gets it to Valerius. But Carterville's going to set. A minute 25 on the clock. Dylan Moore drives the left baseline. Kick out to Johnson for 3. Yes! Good job, JJ. That's a huge bucket and another timeout. This is a full one. Carterville's within 2. A minute 20 left in the ball game. Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. $60 here, please. $60. Outstanding. Thank you. Back at Carterville, the Lions have pulled within 2 points, Scott Hudson.
And they've done it with their outside shooting, something we haven't seen this entire game till the fourth quarter. Carterville has hit 4 threes in this fourth quarter to get to within 2.
Justin Johnson just hit a huge three-pointer to get the Lions within a bucket. We have a whistle and a push in the backcourt. It's going to be, I believe, on Connor Henderson. The DuQuoin fans are really loud saying, hey, good, you finally called one on the line.
And really it was nothing more than a little bit of a hand check, and there's been a lot more that hasn't been called in this game.
A hip check by Luke Ford was pretty awesome. As hockey fans, we love that.
I love that.
But it's Indians basketball, and they have to call timeout as they're not able to get the inbound pass in. We're going to keep it here. Let's set the stage, Scott Hudson. About 90 seconds remaining in this game. 2-point lead for the Indians. Carterville has really settled down this second half and scrapped their way back to within 2.
Yeah, and they've done it again with offense. They've done it hitting the outside shot, especially the three-pointers. 4 3-pointers in this fourth quarter, and DuQuoin has not handled the pressure well in the second half. Carterville's only got 4 turnovers in the second half. DuQuoin's got 9, and Carterville has finally taken advantage of some of those turnovers and turned those into points.
Set the stage as well. Luke Ford has 4 fouls. We still have a minute 16 remaining on the clock. Both coaches are, we're talking to their team. Shane Hawkins still has his lines wrapped around him, and Justin Barrington near side just below us here. It's going to belong to the Indians on the side. That'll be Ashton Smith that is going to trigger the inbounds right in front of the Lions bench. DuQuoin is moving from our left to right. So the Lions break the huddle. What a game. This has been a lot of fun.
Now, Carterville still has a foul to give before the Indians would be going to the free throw line.
They deny the pass, but the Indians able to get it away. Nice shot as they dump it down low to Shamar Adams. He misses the layup, and they're going to call Justin Johnson on the blocking foul.
That's a 50-50 call.
It is.
I thought it was the right call. Justin was leaning back a little bit, but the good thing is he missed the shot. Now he's going to go to the free throw line.
And shoot 2. 112. 2-point game. 112 on the clock. 2-point game. First free throw.
Wow.
In and out and back in again. So Luke Ford checks in. Connor Henderson checks out. Also checking out is Josh Heap, and I believe it was Will Woodside that came in for Coach Justin Barrington of the Indians. It's a 3-point Indian lead. 112 on the clock. Adams at the line, shooting a second free throw. That was wrong, hard. Ford gets the rebound. So Carterville down 3, 50-47, 65 seconds remaining in the game. Over to Austin Garby. Wants to get it down low, kicks it back out to Valerius.
Ford's open.
Back to Garby. They missed him. Valerius has it as Johnson hits the floor. They work it left side. Dylan Moore to Dylan Valerius. They want to get it to Ford. He's got his man blocked. Now they're going to have to work again. Nice patience, though, by the Lions. Valerius to Garby, takes it in the paint, kicks it out to Moore, down low to Ford, off his hands. They're going to say it's a turnover on the DuQuoin Indians.
A bad bounce pass inside to Ford. He had to reach to his left to get the ball. He's 6'7" for crying out loud. Just get the ball up high to him.
So he doesn't have to put it on the floor. Defensive changes being made by the Lions. Ford checks out. It is Dylan Moore that checks back in. Indians the length of the floor to go. 35 seconds remaining in the game. A 3-point lead. Carterville needs a turnover here as the Indians break the timeline. Quickly, they get it down low. Purcell gets the bucket for the Indians. He's got 11, and it's a 5-point Indian lead. Carterville into the front court quickly. Valerius to Dylan Moore. 16, 15, 14 on the clock. Valerius drives the left baseline. He's stopped defensively. Turnover Lions. That's going to do it as Dylan Moore has to foul in the backcourt. It is a 5-point game, 52-47.
Yeah, Carterville, I think, ran out of gas. They had to use so much energy in the second half, especially the fourth quarter. They just ran out of gas down the stretch. When Carterville was down by 3, they had Ford open on numerous occasions, and they never got the ball to him. Then when he was open and had his guy pinned behind him, they throw a bounce pass that goes out of bounds.
At the line is Braden Purcell. Carterville down 5, still time on the clock, but Purcell hits the first. It's a 6-point lead now, 2-possession game. Justin Barrington tells his Indians to step away from the lane. That will leave Purcell on the line by himself. I'm sure Carterville will call a timeout on the miss. Or on the make, rather. Second one from Purcell is good. And it's good.
Yeah, that was the big one because now it's a 3-possession game, only 6 seconds left.
Shane does not call the timeout. So the length of the floor to go. Austin Garby will trigger the inbound. Valerius next to him. They get it to Dillon. He takes across the timeline. Quickly to Johnson. Fires from three. No good. That's going to be your ball game. 54-47. The Indians knock off the Carterville Lions. What a dandy ball game. What a way to start conference play for both of these teams.
Well, the last two times these teams have met in football and basketball, Carterville is 2-0. They beat the Indians last year in basketball at DuQuoin, and then I think beat them here again, so I should say 3-0. Then, of course, upset the Indians here in football. So DuQuoin looking for a little revenge on the road, and they got it tonight.
54-47. That's your final. Your Wild Hog post-game show is up next. You're listening to News Radio WJPF.
Okay, works for me. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Back at Carterville, where we just hit the final. Scott Hudson, 54-47. The Indians come away. What a hard-fought game by both teams. It came down to the end. Carterville had their chances, but the Indians were able to hang on.
Yeah, this game was decided in the first half. Give Carterville credit for not giving up in the second half. You know, they could have folded their tents and gone home, but Carterville just stayed with it, especially in the fourth quarter, started hitting some of those open shots that weren't going in earlier in the game, and they got to within 2, but just didn't have enough at the end to pull out what would have been a miraculous victory.
What a game, though, and what a way to kick off Southern Illinois River-to-River Conference play as the Indians get that hard-fought 54-47 win. Carterville, you're listening to the Wild Hog post-game show here on News Radio WJPF. The Wild Hog, that is your Carterville Lions place to go. Wear your Carterville Lion gear in there, show them the logos. You'll get 10% off of your check there with Bob and the gang at the Wild Hog. Great drink specials all the time. They have fantastic food. If you like barbecue, it's one of my favorite things to get. We invite you to stop by. It is your post-game headquarters for Carterville Lions sports. Stop by the Wild Hog. Take the new Wolf Creek exit, turn to the west, and head toward Carterville, and you'll come right to the Wild Hog. We're going to also have to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Be thinking about that.
Okay.
But once you run through your stats.
Rebounding. DuQuoin out-rebounded the Lions 28-27. Daugherty and Stewart both had 5 to lead the Indians. Ford had 7 to lead the Lions. Turnovers, Carterville was 17, 16 for the Indians. If you want to look for a positive, a moral victory, if you will, only 6 of those 17 turnovers came in the second half for the Lions. Shooting, this was a big part of their reason why the Lions lost. Carterville, 35% from the field. That despite shooting 56% from the field in the fourth quarter. DuQuoin, who shot 60% in the fourth quarter, they ended up shooting 46% on the night.
As you look at the scoring here this evening, we'll start with the DuQuoin Indians. They were led by Lamonte Daughtry, as he wound up with 15 in the game. Held him below what he got the last 2 games in the DuQuoin Tip-Off Classic, as he had 24 against Carmi, 22 against Cesar. Carterville did a nice job on him, holding him to 15 points in this game.
He's not the reason why Carterville lost this game.
No, he's not.
You know, you can't stop Darty. I mean, he's just too big, too athletic. But you got to contain him, and I thought Carterville contained him tonight. It was the 3-point shooting by DuQuoin in the first half that was really the difference.
Looking at other scoring, Hank Stewart, what a game he had. He had 10 points early. You had Braden Purcell that came on late in that game. He winds up with 13. Josh Heap had 8 for the Indians. Ashton Smith, 4. And Shamar Adams had 2. 54 points hung on the board by the DuQuoin Indians. When you look at the scoring for the Carterville Lions, they were led this evening by Dylan Valerius, who winds up with 12 points this evening. Justin Johnson rebounded. He had none at the half. He winds up with 10 in the second. It was Austin Garby with 10. It was Luke Ford with 8. He just never could really get things going and missed 4 or 5 or 6 shots down in the paint, just little bunny putbacks.
He was frustrated, like many of the Lions were tonight, especially in the first half. Couldn't get those 2-footers to go in off the glass, off missed shots. And I think that's one of the reasons why Carterville really struggled in that first half. They could not convert on offensive rebounds.
Grant Garby winds up with 4 in the game, and Dylan Moore winds up with 3. Tyler Biddle hit a big 3 there as well. 54-47. That was the final. We're going to go on and take another break. When we come back, hopefully we're going to have head coach Shane Hawkins joining us here on our Wild Hog postgame show. You're listening to Lions Basketball on News Radio WJPF. Outstanding. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. Welcome back to Carterville High School. On a Friday night, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson. 54-47, the final, the 6-point win for the DuQuoin Indians. And I don't know how to interpret this one. Carterville had tons of chances. First half turnovers, they corrected the mistakes they made in the first half. They fought their way back, got to within two, but there with a minute left in the game. But it was the Indians that were able to battle their way through and put this game away and get that 6-point win.
Yeah, I think all the energy that Carterville had to use in that second half, especially the fourth quarter, they just didn't have enough at the end to get the job done. And you also have to look at DuQuoin's bench. They have a deeper bench than Carterville. They were running guys in and out there all night long, so they had fresh legs there at the end. But, I still like the effort by Carterville. They could have gone away in that third quarter, just gone away and hid, but they didn't. They made it a game, and they really, really put the pressure on DuQuoin to make some free throws, hit some shots down the stretch, which they did. But Carterville really made a game out of this.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center, where they offer a variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, mobile banking. For more information, stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit the website tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
One final coming in that I have. Benton beat Heron 47-27 in Franklin County tonight.
We'll get a complete rundown on all the scores starting at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning on News Radio WJPF and on 103.5 ESPN. And we'll find out as conference play begins for the River to River tonight. We're off tomorrow. We don't have any games, but next weekend
we are right back at it Friday and Saturday night.
Well, Friday is, I think, a home game against Anna Jonesboro.
Yep.
Anna Jonesboro off to a good start this year. And then next Saturday afternoon, the Carbondale Terriers come in.
At AJ.
Oh, we're at AJ.
And then Carbondale.
Okay.
Here.
I had the teams right.
You did good.
I'm glad you told me. I'd have been here next Friday night like, hey, where's everybody at?
Hey. But what a good game we had here this evening. Carterville sees its record fall to 1-6 on the season.